I want to win the Order of Merit and get my European Tour card next year. That's the goal. From a short game perspective and inside 150 yards, it's really, really good. But you know, you can always get better in that area, and you know that's where the low scores come from, is when those clubs are on. And with the distance I hit it, I'm always, you know, always inside that distance or around that distance. So the better and better I get from there, it's only going to get better, isn't it, score-wise? So yeah, I try and play around with lofts a little bit, try and close the gaps in, just because, like I said, like I have so many shots in that range that I think the smaller I can make my sort of distances, it's just going to make it a little bit easier. Instead of having to play off speed shots all the time and stuff, it's like, well, you know, the gaps are smaller, it makes it a little bit easier. I notice a lot once my spin goes off, my shots change a lot. They release differently, and so I want, especially with the 60, the amount of times I hit it, I need it sharp. Alex does all the grind work. I have to make sure that it's not like just having a standard. It's not like having a standard one just off the rack where you just throw it in. Like I gotta practice it, make sure it's all reacting the same. Just because the amount of, I mean, I'm hitting wedges for 3 hours, 4 hours a day with short game, and then your distance control shots. Once they start to wear off, the ball rolls off the face a little bit, and then it just rises a little bit. And then the wind's got more of an effect, and it doesn't seem like much. You say, oh, it's a yard or 2 yards different, but that's 3 to 6 feet on a putt. It makes quite a difference, doesn't it? If you go from having a 5-footer to an 11-footer, the make percentage is massive. So
it's not a continuation of MP20, if you like. It's kind of like, right,
like
they were good, let's just now take some positives from that, put some different stuff in it, and then we come up with these. So they are a different look.
Yeah, I like the roundness to it.
But again, they're loft specific through the set. So you're going to have wedge looking like something and then forehand looking like something else. So, you know, in your scoring clubs, you've got something that's a little bit more rounded, a little bit more erring towards a specific wedge, and then your forehand kind of erring towards being more of a long iron replacement. So the set flows quite nicely. Consistent off the face.
Yeah. Find it a little bit easier to shape the blade. A lot of it's to do with spin. I spin the ball so much that a split cavity would just spin too much. Blades spin a little less because the centre of gravity is different and stuff. So, and I hit the ball really well. I don't think I would rather have that workability.
So we've got set wedge at 46, which is going a number, and we want to try and gap it so that we've got so that we can hit full shots with wedges and not have to worry about trying to manufacture a shot. So going straight from 46 at the moment into 52, bit of a large gap. So we're just trying to get a 48 or a 49 wherever we do slide it in, so that OJ can just stand there and hit a full shot with it, and it's going to go 130, 132, however far we want it to go. So it's just moving the wedges. It's an easy fix, but it's just finding which one you want to keep. So whether you want to benchmark it against the 46. So OJ says, yep, 46 is going to a good distance. We like that at 150. Now we want to drop off that. So we found here pretty consistently the wedge is going 151. You know, he's hit 3 shots there and they've all gone on top of each other, bang on. So now we're going to drop in the 48/49 to try and find that kind of high 30s, 40 shot for him. And then we'll go into the 52 there at kind of high 20s, 30. So it's just taking 16-yard increments and moving them to more like 12. It's interesting though, you've already said that you can get wedges to go out there a little bit further. So loft really here is probably your friend. So I'd probably err on the side of more loft than less loft. Yeah. You know, so yeah, if we look at that kind of 49 shot, that 49 degrees, which is going to get you that kind of early 40s carry. Yeah. And then if you want to get it higher, you've got another couple of extra yards, but you've got that through the bag, right, in all your wedges. So just your standard stock soft wedge shot, I think, yeah, if we get that in there at 49, you've got 3 degrees from your wedge, 3 degrees into your 49, 3 degrees into your 52. So on paper it works great, and then everything else kind of falls in from there. Keith's an interesting one. Keith Mitchell, his loft and his 8-9 and wedge are slightly different to normal because he feels he wants to tighten them up. But that's not necessarily just on paper, that's because he feels it out of the golf course. He says, right, I want 8-iron to go a little bit higher. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and when you hit it as far as OJ does, you want to have as many wedges as you can because you're going to hit wedges a bunch more than most people.
definitely more stable.
And a lot more honest, right? You haven't got
Yeah.
it should delete any kind of unwanted curvature for you, because all of a sudden now your face is square to your path. You feel like you've got a little bit more chance to square it, and you know your golf swing so well. The last thing you want to be doing is trying to kind of counter what the club wants to do. You should be able to be there and right, I'm in charge of this club, it's going to be where I want it to be. And I think the G, sometimes you get into a really nice solid position coming down and that G goes, oh, I want to go left. Yeah. And that's where that comes from, because there's no surprise, it's exactly the same goal swing, but all of a sudden now your face is square to your path and you just hit 2 rockets. Nice, eh?
Yeah, love it.
Love it.
It's perfect, that is. Again, that was like slightly towards the toe, and again, it just felt like it was staying open, which is...
Yeah, if you can reduce any unwanted curvature and hit it 342, then you can go and play golf at most golf courses.
Yeah.
That's deep. That is long. But the thing is, it's efficient as well. So sometimes you get guys that come in and they're like a whirling dervish, they're hitting it hard, they're hitting it like a helicopter. But the thing is with OJ is he never looks like he's really out of control, but 123 is healthy. I mean, that's like key speed, but it's efficient. And that's two things that don't normally go hand in hand. Either you have crazy speed and you're spinning the nuts off it, or you're doing something and you're kind of fabricating, you're getting it by and you're hitting it a long way. But the two for OJ there, your head speed, your spin rates, all that's going to equate to is just hitting it a long way. So the two that work together and give results like that. And then you look at the numbers here of how the club's being delivered. You know, you keep an eye on it. You look at your averages on here, look, 1 degree in your club path, 1/2 degree in your face to path, but he knows exactly what's going on through impact. And then those are the numbers that you want to remain constant, and then you can start ramping that up. But all the time you don't know what these two are doing and you're trying to add to that, then you've got a firework display.
We don't need distance, it's all about just trying to, you know, bring the dispersion in, hit more fairways, and average carry is about 325. Clubhead speed is about 128. Again, temperature's a big thing I found with ball speed, but 186 to 188 is generally... Then, I mean, I played the Corn Ferry event early in the year and it was 30 degrees every day. My average ball speed was 194 on the range.
You could lose 5 or 6 mile an hour on your head speed, but as long as you're efficient in doing so, you'll still hit it a long way. So yeah, the two kind of sometimes get confused, but what we're looking at there is super consistent through impact, consistent speed, consistent ball speed. I mean, you haven't really missed one under 345 yet, and you've hit, you know, 8, 10 drivers. So it's very good. Yeah, it's a recipe for good driving, that.
I love it. That's a big improvement on last year's driver, so it's going to be fun to put in the bag. You can tell pretty quick. I mean, now I'm not even going to have to practice with that. I'm just going to put it straight in the bag. So, you know, sometimes you have to test things out a little bit before they get in, but I don't think I'll be doing that with this.
From a fitter's point of view,
yeah.
Every club in there that we're looking at, we'll just double check the loft and we'll keep a kind of idea on those when we get back up on the truck and make a note of stuff. But yeah, ultimately when you're looking to fit through the bag, as long as you walk away and you go, right, every club in there is doing a purpose, you know, it serves a purpose, it's doing what we want it to do, then, you know, that's a set of golf clubs.
You know, I want to win the Order of Merit and get my European Tour card next year. That's the goal.
Think you can do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I played 7 events this year. I got in a little bit of a run and then I got COVID and missed sort of 3 weeks in the middle of the season. But I saw from what I played out there that I'm more than capable of winning out there. And you know, I'm not. You know, I've learned enough. I think these last 2 years of playing professional golf, I know what I need to do to go out and get the job done.